I've always known that I didn't want to work for other people. When I got my first job at a movie theater, it was just to like have work experience. I just wanted to have the experience of working somewhere. I never really intended on being the kind of person that aspires to be like a manager somewhere. And that's kind of what I'm doing, you know? I'm working on a bachelor's degree that I don't even want to get because I want to have a backup or safety plan. I'm working a job that I hate to get retail management experience because that's what I'm supposed to do. But that's not always what I aspired to do. There was a company idea that I had back in high school that I desperately wanted to do, but because I wasn't 18, I wasn't legally able to have a company. It wouldn't have worked. There are certain like laws you have to follow with that kind of stuff. You want to declare like an actual like LLC or whatever. And it was going to be called Rosary Ethics. And at the time I was Catholic and I was going to hand braid rosaries and sell them on Etsy and eBay and kind of scale up from there. And I had a fantastic following on Instagram. I had a website called NCH Praise where I would do like daily prayers on there, and I was gaining a pretty big following, and people like would have bought those rosaries. I was targeting a Catholic demographic. There's a pretty well known market for that. I was considering working with a local company in the area and giving them the rosaries to sell, and like having like a kind of like a wholesaler kind of deal. Like I was pretty deep into it, but the only thing I was waiting for was turning 18. Well, all of those plans changed whenever, at the ripe age of 17 years and 10 months, I realized that I no longer believed. And I didn't want to make a Catholic company and not be a Catholic. I thought that one, that would be hypocritical. And that two, I wouldn't be passionate about it anymore. Because at the time I thought that it could be a mixture of stewardship and making a business, but that didn't work out. Well, at the time I was still doing YouTube and doing entertainment and doing daily blogs, and I was still doing things in that realm. So I was like, oh, well, maybe I'll like become a YouTuber and make money from that. Well, YouTube changed their monetization policies around that same time. And at the time, I had $86 on my YouTube account that I couldn't take out because you have to have a minimum of 100. And they changed the policy to where you had to have a minimum of 1,000 subscribers and then 4,000 watch hours. And I was actually pretty close on the watch hours, but I was at like at the time 400 subscribers maybe because I had just like recently gotten noticed for my young balding content. So I wasn't able to make money from YouTube. And it was going to take a very long time to get the subscribers and watch hours needed, and I couldn't wait that long. So I decided to move on from working in the theater industry and going to the gym industry to hopefully pick up some sales skills. And that's where I learned about being a personal trainer. And I considered becoming a licensed personal trainer and freelancing for that. And then I realized that the amount of money you would make from doing that is so minimal, and the amount of hours you have to put actively into it wouldn't be worth it. Because I was looking for something where I could eventually set it on autopilot. I wouldn't have to touch it anymore, and I would eventually make money. And then that's where I kind of got interested in real estate because my general manager in the gym industry had recently been a realtor and had a lot of knowledge on that. So I did a bunch of reading on that. And that's what I'm kind of currently looking at as far as setting up passive income, which people talk about way too much online. But I've always wanted to not work for other people. It's not that I hate authority. It's just that I think that generally authority is stupid. And the things that the managers above me do are not optimal towards building a business. And a lot of it's because people who become managers aren't people that want to make businesses. They're people that want to make money. And running businesses just happen to be part of their skill set. But they don't actually want to like create a better environment. They just want to get by and get the salary. Totally fine. I completely understand that. That's kind of what I'm doing right now. But I want to work for people that are more driven and passionate than that. And I thought about like working for startups. And there was one point where I almost worked for a Catholic radio station as their main media person. But they ended up wanting me to do like free labor for the beginning part of it. I'm just not into internships. I'm against them personally. So basically, the kind of like the whole summarization of this is that if you're like me when I was growing up and want to like start your own business, but you keep putting it off and keep working for people, don't. The worst thing you can do is go through life and regret the things you didn't do. It's possible you waste a year or two of your early 20s trying to run a business and it completely just tanks and fails. But then you know that you weren't cut out for it, or your idea was bad, or you actually learned things along the way that could be used for jobs in the future. Instead of doing what I'm doing, which is trying to juggle the traditional life with the non-traditional life, doing the college, doing the regular work while also doing the streaming, doing the YouTube. If I fully committed to one or the other, I'd be more successful, but I haven't. I'm still at a crossroads of where I want to be. Do I take the safe route that's guaranteed to let me live my life and have some freedoms, or do I take the not guaranteed route and enjoy my life more, but maybe not have it work out and then have to go back to the traditional life even further behind? It's a hard decision to make, and nobody can make that decision for you. It's something you have to risk assess for yourself. So I hope you take some time to critically think about it and hopefully come up with an answer that's better than mine, which is, I don't know. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a like. If you want to see more, subscribe, and do not forget to keep it casual.